What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, man, we back with another conversation with the homie T. What's up, T? How you been today, bro?
Yo. Today.
Oh, man, it's a mess, man, right now. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a hot mess. We've been talking about that offline, just me and you, discussing where things is at and what can be done, if anything can be done. Personally, T, I don't think anything can be done whatsoever. What are your thoughts? I think this thing is just about dead.
Oh, man, just about is too. That's too spot on, man. It is. You're gonna see The Walking Dead with this thing, man. It is. What can be done? They're probably gonna call Robert Kurtzman, right? Like, hey, man, can you fix this, dude? They're gonna have. I guarantee you're gonna see them go into desperation mode where they're calling the guys from Amazon. You know, at this point, they might call the Lord of the Rings. What is the Rings of Power? What's the one that the Lords of the Rings did wrong for Amazon?
The Rings of Power? Oh, no, you don't want them cats. You don't want them dudes anywhere around Marvel, bro.
Writing this stuff.
Man. All right, but let's jump into this article, T, because I found this one to be absolutely hilarious, man. And I don't know what these cats are thinking, okay? So this is on the Washington Post. The MCU isn't dead, but it's hurting. Help is on the way. Like, what help? What help could they possibly get for the MCU? This thing is dead, and it's hurting. It's dead, or at least it's on life support. You can maybe make the argument that this is a life support situation. It's definitely in the ICU right now. Okay, but they're saying that help is on the way. So I'm gonna jump right to it because this guy, whoever wrote this article, man, he's got a whole lot of hope, and he's spinning off a whole lot of copium as well. All right, so
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
My homeboy told me this back in 2004. Stop eating those hope sandwiches, man. Stop eating those hope sandwiches.
He got a whole lot of hope, man. All right, so he said, yeah, the Marvels isn't a singular failure. An MCU moment like this, the box office and the overall reception has been brewing for a while. He's absolutely correct. All right, this thing has been bombing and been terrible for a long time. It didn't just start today. All right, it didn't just start with this film. But this is what he says, right? A film that features 3 charismatic female superheroes? Like, are you kidding me? 3 female superheroes, charismatic, he calls them, also wasn't helped by an actor strike that prevented stars from doing extensive promotion. Do you see the copium starting already? This cat is saying, oh, well, they couldn't get out there and promote this thing. Nobody knew who these chicks were. I don't know anybody that knew who these chicks were except Brie Larson because she had been in one, but nobody knew who Tiana Paris was. Nobody knew who Iman Vellani was. Nobody, man. And that's the reason why the audiences just couldn't get into these characters. Like, I don't know who these characters are. I don't know anything about Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel was the least watched of all the MCU television shows. It was the one that was watched the least out of all of them. So, yeah, all the charisma. And look, I like the actress. I think she's a fine actress in terms of her acting ability. And she definitely, pulls off the spunky, happy-go-lucky teenager or whatever. But, I mean, yeah, and she was the best part of this thing, okay? But them not doing extensive promotions, that has nothing to do with it. T, what's your thoughts? Did the lack of promotion have something to do with this?
No, remember what we said last week. This is a jam, just a movie, right? It's just a movie. Nothing special about it. It's just a regular thing that just kind of goes through the motions. I mean, I think the thing that they're underestimating, and audience, let me know if you agree, right? We want to hear your feedback in the comment section. We didn't get them. We don't want a bad movie. We want a good movie. That's why men came to go see this movie. Women took your children to see this movie. You want to see a good movie, and you didn't get that. You got just a movie, man. You got a sci-fi. Remember the original sci-fi when they actually spelled it like sci-fi? That's one of these movies, man. This is a B. This is a D movie with an A background. Like it just, you didn't need that. The lore is there, man. One thing that that really tears me up about this or grinds my gears, man, is that they act like there's no foundation. D, what do you think? They act like there's no foundation set for this already. And you
like we didn't already have like all kinds of television shows, movies, comics, storylines that have been built up over the years. We just got to reinvent the wheel right now and give you something brand new. That's stupid. Like it's like when you're adapting something, like if you're adapting comic book characters, you want to tell a different type of a story. I don't have a real problem with that. But at this point, the multiverse saga has shown itself to be a failure. And it was a failure from the very beginning. What they should have started doing from the very get-go is trying to adapt storylines that have worked in the past. You've had a ton of storylines that have worked in the past. Why are you trying to tell us a story that nobody cares about with characters nobody cares about? That's where Marvel went wrong. They tried to push characters nobody cared about. And you can see here, the original Captain Marvel, the Marvels didn't arrive during an epic endgame event. And that's the other piece. So he's right on this stuff. This stuff he's wrong about, okay? Talking about, well, the female characters and the superheroes didn't have this, amazing promotional, run so that they could promote this thing. Yeah.
Because they want to spin that whole narrative men against women thing. That is totally false, But, that's a whole nother subject. The movie just wasn't as good as it had the potential to be. $300 million worth of movie. I didn't feel like we got. I feel like we got maybe a $10 million movie, man. It just, the script wasn't good. The characters weren't good in this movie. There was nothing. You're trying to be more comedy than anything. Yes, you got away with that in Ragnarok, but you don't need to do that to make money. You don't need to do that on every character doesn't fit. The movie wasn't funny, and the first movie wasn't funny. Captain Marvel. This doesn't need to be funny. It could have just been epic. She has freaking powers that are unbelievable. Why does this character tank? Because it doesn't connect. It doesn't connect with.
It's not the powers, right? It's not the powers. It's the character.
Nobody.
Like, I made this comment once about the character of Luke Skywalker. Why is Luke Skywalker such a popular character? Is it because he's a Jedi? Is it because he can wield a lightsaber? Is he's a badass and this, that? Nah, it's because everybody relates to Luke Skywalker and his beginnings. The fact that he's trying to connect to his father. He still sees good in his father, even after everything his father's done. You can put Luke Skywalker in any series, any show, anything. He could be in a different galaxy. He doesn't even have to be in a science fiction film. And people would connect to the character because of the character, because, wow, man, he wants to get away from his home planet. He was tired of his home. He wants to get and go out and see the world and have adventures with his friends. His friends are gone. He was still left dealing with his aunt and his uncle. And everybody can connect to stuff like that. Just yearn. Even if you didn't have his exact circumstances, you're connected to him in a different way. I don't connect to any of these characters right now with Marvel. I have no connection points to understand, I guess if you were, somebody like Iman Vellani's character and you're fangirling over, a superhero or something like that. But how many boys was really like that? Oh, I'm a fan of like, that's not something that men and boys really connect to. We just want, characters that are cool and interesting, like a Luke Skywalker, and that really resonates with us just in our deeper levels. So that's the problem. This is a character that nobody understood. Go ahead, bro.
Make this last point, man, really quick. I think that what you're talking about is, if a good character, somebody will connect with. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. They're going to connect with because of the story. There was no story wrapped in this. This feels very rushed. There was nothing about the movie that there was. Usually, there's a message in the movie. What was the message about the movie?
I girl boss power, I guess, or where black girl magic. I don't know what the message was supposed to be in this thing, man. That's the problem. There's no message, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a message. It just needs to be a theme of, hey, you know what? Good over evil always works. Like a theme like good versus evil can always work. And people just walk out of the theater saying, hey, man, what a great film. You don't have to layer a message on top of everything. But like, this is the point I wanted to get to. OK, this guy says the MCU is not dead, hurting. Yes. In trouble, potentially. But there's still a pulse in the future. There will be only one MCU movie next year, Deadpool 3. So here's the thing. The MCU, they're making a major change. They're slowing down. All the stuff that they were talking about churning out next year, they're pushing pause. No Captain America Brave New World. We need to push pause. We need to reassess. They're even talking about, hey, we might not do the Kang Dynasty film at all. There's discussions about that. They're bumping back their Daredevil Born Again. We got to reshoot that whole thing. Like, they're making some major changes right now. Deadpool's the only thing that's coming out next year. And to me, that's going to give a company like DC an opportunity to fill the gap. Because right now, DC, they're getting their next, run of a cinematic universe going. But I mean, how is that going to look? And so I wanted to bring you up into this next one, right? So here's the upcoming movies that's coming out from Marvel and DC, releasing in 2024. This is what's coming out next year. So for all of you guys, comic book fans and everything that, hey, man, I love my comic book content. I can't wait to see what's happening. This year, we had a ton of stuff. All right. We had 3 Marvel movies, 4 DC movies. We still got Aquaman coming up. We had a ton of television shows and programs, lots of superhero content. They're going to slow it way down, primarily Marvel. But check this, T. All right. So here's what we got coming up. Marvel movies releasing in 2024. So they include the Sony stuff. So you see 3 films right here. Sony looks like they're going to try to fill that gap. First up is Madam Web. Now, we saw the trailer, T. We saw that Madam Web trailer, man, and we'll check it later if we got time. But, whoo, man, what did you think of that just initially?
I felt like it was. I felt like it was this. I am Madam Web. I am. It was just very robotic and just
man. Yeah. That was a terrible trailer, right? All right, then we got Deadpool. We got Kraven. Now, are you looking forward to Kraven? I know that was something we discussed last year.
Man, now so look at the. I went back and looked at this trailer, and I don't know if they redid the trailer, but I was like, that's a little interesting, man. Like I was like, okay, I was like, wait a minute, did I jump the gun here? But it was a better trailer than I.
The trailer is interesting. The trailer for Kraven, I will admit, the trailer for Kraven is solid. It looks really good. It's bloody. It's definitely going to be a hard R, the way that the trailer is coming off. I mean, but it is Sony, and they are the makers of Morbius. They did this Madam Web movie. Go ahead.
I just need to see, look, you're missing the key component as to why these damn movies are being made. Where's Spider-Man? I need to see Spider-Man in these damn trailers, dude.
It says what? SSU. You know what SSU stands for? The Sony Spiderman Universe. And they have not put out Spider-Man in any of these joints. Spider-Man needs to be showing up in Madam Web, in Kraven, in Venom. All right. We also got a Venom. Now, I know you're not a big Venom fan, but that one's supposedly coming out next year.
Horrible.
Yeah, Venom I like the first Venom. Second Venom, not so much. Yeah, but that's what Marvel's coming out in terms of theaters. Now, here we go for the TV shows. So we know we got this Echo coming up, and this is a show that's been completely reshot. From the very beginning, at least that was the rumors. They had to redo this entire series because it was unreleasable garbage when they first did it. So we got Echo, and then we got X-Men 97, somewhere in the early to mid 2024 range. T, you're shaking your head, man. What's up?
They're just killing my childhood. Go.
Was you a big X-Men 97 guy?
Every Saturday morning, man. Don't tell me y'all don't get pumped when you hear that.
Yeah, man. That theme is legendary, man. Agatha. Oh, wait, what's
doing that, man? With that, just man, come on, man. That and feel what? Thundercats are loose. I used to get the extra strength, man. Come on.
Oh man, Thundercats.
I'm there. Sure.
Now, Agatha, man, I know you've been waiting on this one, right? Agatha Darkhold Diaries, man. I know you. Didn't you tell me this was one of your like?
Yeah, it's actually. You know what? It's actually in the I don't care about list. So what is going on? But I still hope she was actually an interesting part of that whole thing, dude. On Division, she was interesting. So I do want to see the little backstory. I'm not into the witches and all that other stuff, but hey, listen, as
long as it's good, you want it to be good. That's it.
Good.
I agree. All right. And then there's a couple of to be determined Spider-Man freshman year animated, and then also a rumored series about Marvel zombies. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Who said that I want to see Spider-Man freshman year?
I have no idea, man. Like none of this stuff is appealing to me whatsoever, man.
That's like Batman. When you see Batman, DC has that problem with Batman. Oh, we are going to talk about. Remember how? Oh man, we gotta see his parents die. What is going on with this parent trauma stuff, dude? Disney does it. DC does it. Stop that, dude. Stop that. Can a kid
Well,
just
that's
be?
a trope, man. Parents, the that's like the hero's journey trope where, the kid loses his parents and he has to be raised by his aunt and uncle. He's raised by somebody else. That's just a trope of the hero's journey. That's just what it is, man. That's just how it goes.
So in
All
order to
right.
be a hero, you have to go through trauma.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It works. All right, Harry Potter, Luke Skywalker. We can go on and on and on. That's just a trope.
I guess that's what they're doing with these movies. They're trying to put us through trauma so we can become. I get it. I get it.
Got it. All right, here we go. So here's what's releasing for DC movies in 2024, and the only one we really talking about in theaters, we got Joker, Folie à Deux, releasing October 2024. We got a animated Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. All right. I don't know. I mean, DC animation used to be the gold standard. We know that. But it seems like it's fallen off as of late. I'm going to watch this, obviously, as a DC guy. But, T, what are your expectations for this Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Well, we're DC guys, right? So I think what they did is they just changed up the animation style. I don't know if what's that guy? Is it Register or what? They changed up their team, man. I mean, I like when the animation is more detailed, and thorough. I don't like that cheap animation like they did on Young Justice season 3 and 4. I wish they would spend a little bit more money. That's your focus. People like that. They don't have the avenue or the vehicle to get the youth, right? But they're not taking advantage of who they have as their older audience. Their older audience, man, people like the getaway, dude. I'm 44 years old. I like to watch this stuff because you know what, man? It's a break from the monotony, man.
Right.
This is my thing, and we're on here talking about these things, man. And I'm glad people enjoy that as well, man. It's good to know you're not alone, right? And I don't
absolutely
inclusion. No. I just want to see good story, man, and just like. When I'm going into this, I want to numb my brain with goodness, right? And this is, the animation is goodness, like Marvel's goodness for all intents and purposes. We just want good product, man. And I'm saying that because I'm paying more for less. So it doesn't mean, it just means that I'm not getting the value I deserve. And I wish they would do that. The animation used to be freaking awesome, man. They were killing it, dude. But then they realized to me, oh, Marvel's not even going to compete with us for animation, man. So we'll just do our own thing, man, and just not even worry about it. It used to be a competition between those two, which they had. And they just gave up, man. They gave up because of what thing they hurt us the most, D. Remember the DC what am I thinking, man? The app they had, dude. The app
DC Universe.
DC Universe was awesome, man. They took it away, dude.
I wish they kept that, man. I was a first subscriber. I jumped on that immediately, man. I said, oh, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And yeah, they just did away with it. It was amazing, man. I love the DC Universe app. All right, so Joker 2, Folie à Deux, October. Are you looking forward to this? Is this going to, help DC at all? I think DC has an opportunity because Marvel's slowing down. The MCU is slowing down to capture a little bit more of the market. But I don't think any of this stuff that they got coming out is going to do that. You also got some television shows. Look, Superman and Lois, this thing is dead. All right. This is on a dying brand. Nobody cares about that. You got Penguin. Now, I know that they had talked about doing an HBO Max series with the Penguin, Colin Farrell's Penguin from the Batman. And they're saying that's coming out in late 2024. I've heard nothing about it. Have you? I haven't heard anything about this. Yeah. And I've been looking for information on that. But now here we go. Creature Commandos. Okay. And actually, now that I'm talking about this, let me bring up a different spot here real quick. I'm gonna bring something else up. Let me bring this up because I want to discuss this whole DC universe that's about to pop off here. All right. So this is the whole setup right now for the DC universe. This is what's coming, and Creature Commandos, obviously that was supposed to be first. And then we got Superman Legacy. Now, James Gunn says, hey, that's still on target for 2025. So here we go. Is this going to be enough to overtake Marvel? Because Marvel's in a bad way right now. Marvel is struggling. All right. You don't think this is enough to capture the market?
You remember the movie Office Space?
Yeah,
It's a cult classic, right? Did it do well in the theaters?
not really.
That's what this is.
That's what this is, huh?
Monster Squad, cult classic. Did it do well in the theaters? No.
Nah.
They Live, cult classic. Didn't do well in the theaters. All of these are showing me that they're not going to do well in the theaters. They're probably going to be great content, probably phenomenal story, but they're just not going to do. The brand is ruined, dude, because you're not going all in, dude, and you're trying to do this whole thing without you need to just you should have went, hey, Batman, Superman, they know each other. Batman and Superman are going to get us out of this. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are going to get us through this, dude. That's what you do. You go all in.
See, they starting off with Superman. They starting off with Superman, man, and that's our guy. That's our number one hero. We starting off with Superman.
What are they going to do? They're going to start off. They're going to tell you a quick little story. He crashed. Hey, all these bounty hunters are probably coming after him. They're going to show snippets of him, messing with people, dude. And like, what are you going to do, man? Like, what big bad are you going to have in there? Are you gonna have Brainiac in there, which you probably need to do?
They need that, man. They need that badly, man.
They don't know, and I think it's probably going to be a phenomenal. I love Big Blue, man. Big Blue needs to be the forefront, but you also need to have Batman and him working together, man. And just stop. You don't have to. Someone told me once, man. You cannot walk when something needs to be, when you need to run, right? You don't have the space to make up, right? You have to run. They have to not only run, they have to get in a car, they have to get gas, they have to be faster than the speeding bullet. They're trying to crawl to where they need to be instead of run to where you need to be.
That's the reason why I'm asking, because all right, so we saw this first little this is the stuff from 2023, this disaster right here. Okay, all of these films flopped, but now you have an opportunity. Marvel has completely fallen off. The Marvels is going to lose them so much money at this point. This is your opportunity to strike, If they keep the wokeism out of it, if they say, hey, we're not going woke, we're not pushing any progressive politics, no social agendas, we're just telling good stories. That's it. I think they got an opportunity to snatch at least a little bit of that market share. Hey, Creature Commandos apparently is up first, but I'm questioning, okay, how good is this going to be? And is this enough to take over? And then when you start looking at everything else that's coming, Waller, I like Amanda Waller, Viola Davis as the character. I like her as the character. I think, where she's been with the Suicide Squad and the little bit she had in the Peacemaker, I think that's good stuff. Okay, I'm not hating on the thing, but early? You're bringing this out early, and there's no release date, at least not in 2024. I would have gotten this into 2024 and made sure, okay, we got animation and we got live action coming in 2024 with our new expanding DC universe. I would have definitely tried to make sure that this thing came out in 2024. I know the actor strike and all of that, but Superman Legacy, I think by the time you get to 2025 summer, I think it might be too late. I think Marvel's already going to have a couple more things out, and if they made any significant adjustments, that could be it. Hey, you know what? Marvel's back. But I honestly don't think Marvel's going to come back. I think Marvel's dead. I think that, whatever they do from here on out, it's just wasted money, because I don't think that they can get this thing back. They can't put the horse back in the barn. But yeah, on this list of various, DC content that's coming up, T, is there anything in here that excites you, that gets you pumped?
Booster Gold. I want to see that.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Booster Gold is Swamp Thing, dude. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, Swamp Thing looks good. Listen, man, I think when we first heard about James Gunn, we were both kind of like, I don't know about this, but I've been warming up to it a little bit. I'm going to give it a shot. I always give everything a shot anyway, but I'm going to give James Gunn an opportunity to get it right because I want DC to be great. But this lineup doesn't just blow me away. I think, Booster Gold should be fun. Superman Legacy, The Brave and the Bold, I'm with that. Swamp Thing, I'm with. I don't know about this Creature Commandos. I don't know about Waller. I don't know about, Lanterns.
Can we just not a sidebar, but can we just talk about how both of these companies, Marvel and DC, missed the opportunity to go in on the teams like they needed to. You see that happen with, who, Amazon. They say, hey, there's a market here for this. Let me grow it first, right? Like, let me get in a space that's going to make social media and everybody go crazy. They love Gen V. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you? And I'm not talking about Iman. I'm not talking about this teenager that doesn't exist. I want to see something that is like relevant, dude. They didn't do anything relevant. That was one of the main things they did. They just didn't do anything relevant to the teams. Remember, we wanted to see Young Justice, dude. Let me see a live action Young Justice, dude. Let me see something that's going to make the kids say, you know what? This is who I want to be with. You underestimate your art. You need to listen. The Rock was right. Listen to your fans.
I thought they should have went Teen Titans, and then lead Teen Titans into Young Justice. I thought that would have been a nice natural segue. You start off with Teen Titans, you introduce those characters, you introduce, and then you have Robin graduate up to Nightwing, and then you bring in your next Robin. You can pick which one you want, but you move in that direction. You don't, I just think they've missed an opportunity when it came to really capturing the teenage audience, because people love the Teen Titans, man. Young adults, teenagers, you name it, they love the Teen Titans, and I just felt like that was the big miss that DC had this entire time. But yeah, let's get to this last one, because we saw this thing, man, with the let me stop this here real quick. And we saw this with this Madam Web. It just shows you, like, okay, Sony, you're supposed to be trying to step into this superhero game, and rival DC and rival Marvel. You got your Spider-Man characters. They're doing good with the Spider-Verse, and at least in terms of the animated, capturing the fans that way. They're doing good numbers. So it's like, all right, they seem to understand that piece of it. But all right, live action, you're giving us Venom, you've given us Morbius, and you're giving us this Madam Web, now, Kraven the Hunter. All right, that looks like it might be okay. That looks like it could be decent. But everything else that they've been doing is just like, I don't get it. And it seems like they haven't learned anything from hanging around, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, but then again, Marvel right now is in a bad way. So maybe they are learning. Maybe they're learning a little too much,
This one didn't resonate with me. I watch it. Definitely going to watch it. If you would have listened to the sound of this thing goes great without the sound, but you listen to the sound and her talking. Oh man. You're like, what?
The actresses.
She doesn't even sound excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They got to do a little bit better job with the cast. But again, they're making Madam Web. It's not like they're making like a named, character that everybody loves and everybody knows. They're doing Madam Web. So, what kind of actresses would show up for that?
Why wouldn't you put in your namesake with that, right? Why wouldn't you do that? That the whole thing she's associated with is Spider-Man. Why wouldn't you have Spider-Man or say, hey man, that's Spider-Man? Put it simple.
I don't know.
The thing with Sony is Sony, who has, I think, all of his villains really, like, so Sony just doesn't know what it needs to do, because he's such a big, intricate piece of everything, and they just drop the ball every time, dude. Every time. You'd have been better off putting the Beyonder in this, or to say, hey, listen, Watchers, hey, the Beyonder's in here. Hey, we need you to do this. We have a special assignment. She's sitting. I would have had it. Hey, she's sitting in her ambulance. Boom, and she's snatched up by a ball of dust to some galaxy far away. Like, hey, listen, here is the big play that I need you to know. The precognition that you need to know for the rest of your life. I'm going to give you powers because your purpose is way, way beyond what you can ever think. Right? And she doesn't have time to ask questions. She just goes in, and then the story goes. Hey, I got assignment to do. Boom, and then you live it over and over. Hey, now I could do that, but they didn't do that. I mean, at least they haven't shown that in the trailer.
They haven't shown us much with this one, man. All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it for us, man. T, I want to appreciate you coming out once again, man. Just giving me a half hour of your time just so we can kind of chop it up and discuss these matters. Like I said, folks, we're both big DC guys, but we cover it all, obviously, Marvel, DC, you name it. And, you know, we're just looking forward to good content. Honestly, that's all we really care about. We just want good content. You know, so that me and him, every time we talk, we want to, man, did you see that? Oh, man, that was awesome. Oh, this. That's what we want to do. Instead of, oh, my God, I can't believe that. That's what we've been doing. We've been doing this for the last few years.
And I don't think that look, I'm advocating for give these movies a chance, right?
Yeah.
Give the Marvels a chance. Give the movies a chance.
I'll give it a chance.
I'm not going on here to complain. What I am is I'm giving you my honest opinion of what I felt was lacking, right?
Yeah.
Now, I didn't go all in on the Marvels, but it is a jam, just a movie, right? And we don't want that as an audience because we know that you have better stuff out there that you can produce.
Perfect ended. All right, folks, that'll do it for us. Hey, thanks again, T, and thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one, okay? We're going to try to do more of these conversations every opportunity we get. All right, but you guys take care. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching. See you next time.